So some of you know that at our Calabogie event, I hit a wall. I left the track doing about 100 miles an hour, skidded through some grass, some gravel, and then right into a tire wall. So the car was pretty much parked since August. It is now December and we're ready to do some changes. So that's why we're missing a bumper, fender, that's a new door, rear quarters all dented, and then new trunk lid because the spoiler destroyed the trunk lid. So we're about to tear into it, and stay tuned for all the updates. So we've went ahead and got started, but essentially the plan is to cage it with this existing roll bar. So we eyed it up with our hard top, and ideally I'll get my head a little bit lower than it was. So what I've done is take out the seat brackets we were using. They used to bolt to the factory location and were raised about 1.5 inches. And I just welded in between the actual seat bracket locations to get it down as pretty much as low as we can without cutting stuff out of the way. And we're gonna go ahead and test fit the seat, and if that works for that, then we can do something similar on the passenger side. And once we confirm I'll have enough room with my head in the seat by the cage, then we can get started on doing the cage. So hopefully it still puts the seat at enough of an angle, because that's the only thing we'll really be losing is the angle of the seat. And our rough guide of distance was this 4x4, because I'm short. So essentially with it in there, we're just touching the car right here. So we're definitely lower than we were. And if I'm not mistaken, it does look like
it's way more.
Quite a bit, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So I can put those bolts in. Those tacks should be good enough to hold me. I guess we should probably deal with the car first, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just right here, we're touching a little, so might just have to hit it with a hammer. So we have the seat brackets modified and welded in. We lowered the seats a few inches to get our heads away from the roll bar. We took the dashboard off of the dash bar, but bolted it in so we know where we can run a pipe. So we can come down here near vertically and come right up by the glass and then follow the A-pillar. And if we hug this pocket and shoot a straight line to the roll bar, my head will be about 4 inches from the bar, and it will still fit the hard top as well. So that's what we're going for now. It's actually pretty easy. That first bend's approximately a 45-degree angle. So we have our pipe in the bender ready to go. The only problem is we have a trailer and everything in the way because we have too much stuff in the shop already. So we wasted one piece learning, but that's now a good piece. for the driver's side, it goes down to the floor, up along the windshield, back to the roll bar, exactly as an A-pillar, whatever main coupe piece goes. So we're in the midst of copying it and bending up this passenger side. So we're just copying all the angles, hopefully, and trying our best. And we got 4 more chunks of pipe if we mess it up. So we got the second bar bent up, matching the first bar, and we just taped them in and kind of clamped them in. So you can see how they fit. So this hugs the hard top right here, ties into here at a nice angle. I have it all taped up to hold it, but trust me, that's notched. Far away from our heads. Pretty consistent gap here. Use some high-tech cardboard to hold the shape. We have it tucked nice and tight until about there, where the structure of the car actually protrudes a little. Factory dash bar still fits. We'll have room to put our own dash bar straight across. This one's just floating, but we have our foot plates. Once I adjust the length of that pipe, I just need to cut it off a little bit. But you can see that one's sitting on one. So you can see height-wise, we're very far away. Me sitting with my helmet is only about here. Luckily, I'm not very tall, but you can see we have lots of room between the driver and the cage. Again, tucked in, right down to the foot plate. Lots of room with my ankle to the clutch pedal. And after looking at it closer, we should actually be able to tie into that pipe and run a door bar pretty much touching the door panel, but still with the factory door panel, and tie it in back there. So everything's going pretty well. We're gonna do the crossbars next. So the one across the top of the windshield, and then probably the dash bar. And at that point, we can start thinking about welding the tricky spots, which will be up in, like, right by the dash and the top side of this one. Once those are welded, we can prop it back into place and get it attached to the car. So we weren't really filming because we wanted to get started before we, I don't know, filmed us messing it up. And it ended up working on our first try. We have a dash bar in. Notches lined up great. Height-wise, it's perfect. It's level with the car. It should clear most of the dashboard as we slide it in. yeah, so because that one went so well, we're on to our top windshield bar, whatever you want to call it. So we have a chunk, conveniently a cutoff, which is nice. Ready, we have our center point marked. We're gonna do approximately 9 inches before our bend and 9 inches before for our bend. There'll be gentle bends, we still have to measure, but probably about 15 degrees or so. They will tie in right here. It will go up, across, and back down. So we're just about to figure out our angles. We'll pretty much just have to kind of hold a straight edge up with the angle finder and guess. But once we have a rough angle, we can use our center mark, put it in the bender one way, put it in the bender the other way, and then cut our length and notch it. So with the rear of it being wider, we should be able to get it in here and slide it forward and be able to fine tune our notches to get perfect. So that's kind of nice. The devil's in the detail, lingered inside. Oh, a holy crime. But how can I hide you without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. So while we had the front half of the cage out of the car to weld, we decided we would beef up this area. It used to just be a skinny little one, and then those 2 bolt holes, so we welded in that bigger one. It'll hold the door bar. We fully welded in these plates, and then plates up there. We made these feet way bigger than the roll bar originally had, and welded it in a bit, as well as the bolts and the sandwich plate it used to have. So once the front half of the cage goes in, we'll be able to do door bar and tie it in up there, weld it down there, weld it here, and then we'll probably do 1 bar from the middle across to here once that's in. Everything that brought me alive. Though we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my hands without an alibi. Everything that brought me alive. Oh, we're all like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. So a quick update, we didn't show too much on the door bars because they were actually kind of easy. 1 little 10-degree bend, tied in nice there, tied in nice there. everything's all good to go. So we're gonna try to clean everything up and get this painted maybe.